Hello friends, welcome to the next part of GTO series. In this series, we are going to cover the next obstacle that you can see. There are two poles on the front side that is L-shaped, and this is a reverse or opposite L shape, and there is one stand in between, and there is this U-shaped poles. So now we have to create some solution. First we will create solution from this direction to bring our last person, and then we will create some solution on other direction. So the first solution that could come in your brain is that we can simply make some front support from these two poles, either of these two poles, and we can make back support from this pole. So the very first idea that should come in your brain is that we can make it like this. So either we can put a bully here and then we can tie a rope on the back side, or what we can do, we can tie our bully here and then we can take help of this either of the pole by tying a rope. So let's try this first one. First let's try by tying a rope. Always try to save your time by tying the rope least. So for that, what we can do, we have to tie a rope on the back pole. So I have tied this rope on the back pole. Now if I tie this second rope here, it will take my much more time. But what I can do, I can either simply put my plank on the either of the two poles like this, and then I can bridge it. Or what I can do, I can simply put my bully here and then I can bridge it on the bully. In this case, constant load is required at this on the edge, because the length here is much more than this plank in proportion to that. So you have to continuously put your load, or you can balance it here also like this. And but you have to put continuous load if you want to keep it stable. So this is a very simple and basic idea, and this is the first approach that should come in your brain. The next thing what we can do, we can also tie a rope in the front also. So if I just tie a rope in the front and then tie it to the other end, then also I can make a solution. I'll just put my plank on this front rope, and for back support I'll take help of that, the rope I have tied on the back side. So this is simple idea and should become in your brain. So the next idea which we can apply, we can use either of the two poles which are on the back side by making a loop on either side. So let's try that one. So if I just make a loop here at this point, then also I can make a solution. So what I am going to do, if I just make a loop on either of the two poles, I will make like this. So I have tied this rope on that point and I am taking front support from the front pole. So this is again a simple idea, and you can apply this idea. Other thing what we can do, if you look, bully is a very technical thing, and if you know how to use it, you can make some very good ideas with the help of bully. So rather than balancing a rope fatta, what we can do, we can simply bridge it with the bully if we tie the bully at 2 points. So let's try this one. Rather than balancing the fatta, because if surface area is more, it will difficult to tie, but with the bully this thing become little bit easy. So I have just to tie the end of the bully, and I'll easily able to balance it just like this. So I'll simply put the load on this edge. If I just either I can put it on the front rope or any pole that is in the front. So this is again a simple idea. Now let's move on to some little bit complicated ideas which you can apply in this case. So and always one thing you can keep in your brain is that for front support you can avoid using a rope, rather you can use a bully. So if you use bully, you will not face the problem of plank touching the ground, because in some cases this rope is flexible and it will elongate and it will touch the ground. So always use, either you can use small bully also, just to balance it like this. So if you just make it a little bit stable, so you can also bridge it like this if you have the bully in front. Moving on to the next thing that which we can apply is that if we want to make a solution, we can also make a bridge here and on the back support which a person can stand. So if we put either we can ask a person to stand here, or what we can do, we can tie a bully like this on standing position. So if we do this, then also we can make it. Or what we can do, we can tie a bully on the back side also. It will also make it stable. So let's try this one. So if we tie our bully on the back side, it will make a stable solution. So what I have done, I have just tied the bully, because bully is a rigid helping material, so you can use bully where you want strength. So here I wanted a good strength back support. For that I have tied a bully on the back side, and here is my support in between, and I'll just simply put my fatta on the white portion, but it is touching ground. As you can see from here, it is touching ground. So what I will do, I will either I can reduce the back length or back height, then also I can avoid touching ground like this. If I just put it down, the inclination is higher. And the other thing what I can do, I can also put my small bully on this white portion, and then I can put it on under that bully behind. Then also I will get the enough inclination to avoid it touching from ground. So these kind of ideas you can apply. I think we have done 4 or 5 ideas on a single obstacle. So in the next video we will cover some more idea in other direction. So for more videos, please subscribe and stay tuned with Scorpions SSB. Thank you.